These are the 12 worst home insurance companies in Florida that you definitely don't want if a hurricane hits. So my name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster here in the state of Florida. So I think some of the companies on this list may surprise a few of you. Now, they all have a lot of things in common. They all share some common denominators based on what I have seen with Hurricane Ian, which was almost a year ago. All right. So they all pretty much did a low, very low initial payment. Literally 10 to 30, 40 cents on the dollar, if that. They tend to use engineers, even for a Cat 5 hurricane, to try and say that your claim is denied because the roof has wear and tear and it's from wear and tear, not a 200 mile per hour Cat 5 hurricane. So the field adjusters tend to be absolutely horrible and protect the insurance company. Some of the estimates that the field adjusters wrote for the insurance companies, it's criminal. And can't see it here, but what they all also have in common is just terrible communication. They're not communicating with you, not responding back to most people that came to me because they weren't communicating with people. And it just amazes me because time and time again, I try telling you guys on my channel, why are you guys trusting insurance companies? Why you guys think they're going to do the right thing? In auto accidents, attorneys, commercial after commercial on the radio, TV, pamphlets, tell you, don't trust the insurance company. And what do a lot of people do with homeowners? They trust the insurance company. So here's, I guess you could say 12, 11, and 10, but I put them as number 7. So 12, 11, 10. So we got State Farm, Progressive, and Citizens. When it comes to hurricanes, these are pretty much all on the same level. Citizens is horrible no matter what. There's a $10,000 water damage on every Citizens policy. Okay. State Farm and Progressive are the two companies that probably would surprise you. Now, State Farm and Progressive were so bad during the hurricanes. So bad. So the field adjusters for all three of these companies wrote estimates that just boggled my mind. I mean, I'm seeing for all of these, all three of those companies. Couple with Progressive where the entire house was gutted. Same with Citizens. State Farm where a tree hit the top of the roof. And all these three of these companies hardly paid anything on the initial payment. Reason being, they want to force you into appraisal, which sometimes isn't a bad thing. We've been having good appraisals against Citizens. But the appraisal costs from homeowners are going to be between $3,000 and $5,000 because you're paying for an appraiser and you're paying for an umpire. This is why they're forcing people into appraisal during a hurricane. So they're only going to pay you a little bit, these companies. 100% guaranteed. If you have $100,000 in damages, you're going to get paid $20,000, maybe $30,000 from all three of these companies. So Frontline. Frontline's a bad insurance company, even without a hurricane. And they were very slow to respond to people during Hurricane Ian. And that's basically what I'm judging everything on. Some of the other hurricanes in the previous years, these insurance companies weren't that bad, but the last 4 years, they've just been brutal. Just so bad to people. They were slow to respond. People were ignored for weeks and months with Frontlines. And same thing, we've got a lot of lawsuits against Frontline for some of their low estimates that they wrote. What's really odd, there were some that Frontline actually gave us a pretty decent settlement. And then we got a majority in lawsuits. And it just scratches my head as to the inconsistencies with regards to this company. But they're more bad than they are halfway decent. So we got two other companies, Typ Tap, American Integrity. Okay. So that should be what? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So Typ Tap used to be halfway decent, but now they're becoming a terrible company. When it comes to both of these companies, every claim payout that I recall from Hurricane Ian was less than $20,000. American Integrity, again, kind of like Frontline, they did, I think we've had a couple that we've settled before filing the lawsuit. So it's unusual because usually American Integrity isn't that. But you got to take in consideration the reinsurance factor. So if they have to hit a certain mark for reinsurance to kick in, so this way the financial burden is no longer on their shoulders, it goes to the reinsurance company. Okay. So with Typ Tap, every claim we had to file a lawsuit against them. And here we are almost a year later, we don't have a settlement yet with Typ Tap. And they're trying to do everything. Delay, file, motion, bullcrap, motion to dismiss. The reason why a company's going to file a motion to dismiss, just to give you some legal, even though I'm not an attorney, legal background on things, because you have to have a hearing and nothing gets done until that hearing comes up. So they get to stall the lawsuit for 3 or 4 months before the hearing comes about. And then in every single case we've had, the judge actually denies a motion to dismiss. They know it's going to get denied, but they do it just to delay paying people in the lawsuit. So as I put here, American Integrity wasn't that bad in some claims. I don't know what I wrote behind here. I forgot. So let's go. Don't forget to like, share this video, make a comment if need be, and subscribe to the channel to see more videos. So here we got number 6, number 5, and number 4. So Edison and Florida Penn are basically the same companies. All right. It's the same parent company. Florida Penn and Edison are under investigation for changing estimates by field adjusters. I don't even know why they bothered, because the estimates were so low. I mean, these dummies still went ahead and changed the estimates. So the common denominator, too, that I really want to stress is how bad these field adjusters who came from Texas, who came from Alabama, how they are so afraid to actually write the real damages because they're afraid the insurance company won't hire them, that they're screwing homeowners. It is disgusting what these field adjusters are doing to people. And if they don't feel that the insurance company will hire them again, they're in the wrong business, because there's a moral and ethical part to any job you're involved in. And if you're going to lie, cheat, and deceive homeowners to help insurance companies, you need to take a good hard look in the mirror. Anyhow, all 3 of these, every claim that somebody filed, we filed a lawsuit. None of them are settled yet. Security First tried saying in one that the roof was wear and tear. They actually had a roofer come out and say, no, it wasn't from the 150 mile per hour winds. It was wear and tear. Oh boy, here we go. We're getting to the good ones now. Slide. Now, they're getting assigned over 100,000 policies from Citizens. I'd be well, listen, you're going from the, what do they call it, the frying pan to the oven from Citizens, who, I mean, we call them citizens. So you're going from Citizens to Slide. Slide is so bad during the hurricane, as no words can describe. The CEO of Heritage, and you're going to see what the affiliation is now the CEO of Slide. I had a client, this poor lady's living at her mom's house since the hurricane. She has 2 kids. She's a teacher in Lee County, and they didn't pay her a penny. House, $200,000 in damages. We're in a lawsuit. So we had to sue Slide about 14 claims. They never made a payment greater than $15,000, despite pretty much all 14 of these claims, maybe 1 or 2, but all of these claims had over $100,000 of damages, some over $200,000, and they didn't make a payment. I would have to look, but I don't remember seeing a payment greater than $15,000 from Slide. I mean, it's criminal what they're allowed to get away with. Number 2, this is where the Slide Heritage, it's no mistake, they're 2 and 3. CEO left for Heritage, left and became CEO of Slide. So Heritage could be very easily number 1, the worst insurance company. I mean, it's very close. We're cutting hairs here. Absolutely terrible, a criminal enterprise, and they are under investigation for changing estimates, just like Edison and all these other companies, UPC, who now is insolvent. But they are under investigation for changing estimates. Okay. We had to file again here every claim for somebody that I represented. We had to file a lawsuit, still not settled. Year later, most of these lawsuits we filed in January, February, because of, at that time, the 90 days. Hurricane September 28th. You had to wait till December 28th. Then after the new year, you had to file the 10-day letter. It's called an NOI, Notice of Intent. It goes to the state, goes to the insurance company saying, hey, if you don't settle this claim in 10 days, we're going to sue you. So, Heritage is just awful. I mean, awful. Number 1, Universal. This is the number 1 worst insurance company in Florida, with or without a hurricane. I mean, you talk about incompetence. They don't even sign adjusters to the claim. They are so bad. Absolutely the worst insurance company in Florida. They don't adjust claim, terrible customer service, constantly handle claims in bad faith. In other words, all their claims, they constantly deal in bad faith because they don't abide by any rule or law. Nobody's like, listen, DeSantis and the CFO Petronas, they're not going to do anything to insurance companies. They took money from insurance companies. DeSantis got paid $10 million for his campaign. Petronas took $3 million. The insurance companies, they could be under investigation and nothing's going to happen to them, right? So if you sue them, they're going to make you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. This is why they're such a horrible company. It's hard to say who's, I mean, Universal, they're just bad on everything. I mean, Heritage is right there. They're equally as bad. And there's a reason for it. So they want to wear you down so you accept less. That's number 1, because most people do. And number 2, they get to keep their money. So for them, it's a win-win. They don't care about attorney fees. That doesn't bother them. So Mike, where in the heck do we turn? Oh, come on, not all these insurance companies can be bad. You're just making this up. This is a scare tactic. There's nothing I need to scare you guys about. Look at all the articles and the news clippings and the TV shows. They're talking about all these insurance companies not paying people. I mean, the state politicians are not doing a damn thing. I've actually filed several complaints against insurance companies on behalf of my clients with the Department of Financial Services. And you know how many we got a response back from? Zero. I at least did 30 by myself. I called the congressman in Cape Coral, got his name offhand, called his office and told him about one of my clients who's a teacher, has 2 kids, the insurance company. Their office called me, left a message. I called them back 3 times, nothing. Byron Donald, the representative in Florida on that side of the coast, right? Emailed him, called him, left a message about that same client in Cape Coral. Nothing. So Mike, who are the decent companies? Where do we turn to? First off, if you're looking for help, if a hurricane hits, you're not getting it from the state. So here are some of the decent insurance companies. Allstate, Southern Oak, SafePoint, USAA. Although they're starting to go down a little bit. Lloyd's, they're usually in more apartments and condos, some bigger commercial buildings, or smaller, like 4-unit buildings and stuff like that. Chubb, kind of like the same way. Lloyd's, they have quite a bit of bigger buildings, mostly correlation to businesses. And Tower Hill hasn't been bad. Again, kind of like scratching my head, because Tower Hill, we settled some, and then we got a couple lawsuits against them for some people that have some bad damage, and I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. There's another one too, Harbor. Gosh, I can't think of the name. Safe Harbor. Oh, shoot. But they've been decent, and they insure some mobile homes. Gosh, I can't think of them off the top of my head. But it's a smaller company. They do a lot of mobile home policies. So what should you do now in 2023 if a hurricane hits us this summer? Okay, we're already beginning of August, or whatever, August 8th. And, September, October, the days when the hurricanes come, mostly in Florida, those waters are hot. Usually when they predict stuff, it's usually gone in Florida. When they predict that we're going to get hit by hurricanes, we don't. Okay, like this year. And last year, they weren't predicting we would get hit, and we got hit by Hurricane Ian. So the way these insurance companies are, I've never said this before, you need to get immediately representation from a public adjuster. See, before the laws changed, you can even choose between an attorney because their fees will be paid for. Can't do it now. The attorneys are out of the loop, and they have to be a last resort because their fees are going to be 33 1/3% or 40%. Now this is now taken from your settlement, where before attorney fees are paid for. Yes, the great governor Ron DeSantis and CFO Jimmy Patronis wanted to protect the insurance company and screw the homeowners. So this is what you have. So if you have a $100,000 loss and the insurance company pays you 20, you're going to be out of pocket a lot. And let's say they work out a settlement of 100. The attorney has 40%. That's 40,000, right? That's 40,000 from 100. So that's 60K you're left with. You're going to have to put in 40,000 of your own money to repair your home. So insurance is a joke, the way they're doing this and the way the legislation has been passed that absolutely crushes homeowners here in Florida. In this video, again, my name is Mike Keeler. I'm a licensed public adjuster in Florida. If you have a question or need help with a claim, here's my contact information. Hopefully you enjoyed this video.